Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sunday night's team call. I'm Tanya Stewart, Emerald Ambassador, in case you're brand new to the team this last couple months here. And tonight we have a really special guest, Kodie Helmer. She's gone Emerald this last year. She is the individual that I posted some wonderful follow-up tips a couple weeks ago on our team page, and she's here to share her story tonight, as well as to give her business advice as to how you can take this business to the top. So, Kodie.
Hi guys! So I'm so excited to share with you my health testimony and a little bit of my business testimony too, and some of my follow-up tips. So I guess I'll just introduce myself. I'm Kodie Helmer. I'm in Indiana. I'm a mom of 6. Plexus scrolled through my Facebook newsfeed about 18 months ago, and it came at a perfect time in my life. So there's 3 different types of people that you're going to come across in this business. You got people who whose health is not on their radar at all. You have people who know they need to make some changes, but they don't necessarily see this sense of urgency to do so. And you have people who know they need to make some changes. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they're ready to do it. And that was me. So 18 months ago, I was 4 months postpartum. I just had our 6th baby. And I had some long-standing health issues, but at that point in my life, I had something new kind of come up that was really scary. Diabetes runs kind of rampant in my family, and my doctor and I had a plan in place for me when I turned 35 to start testing me regularly. But I had gestational diabetes with all of my pregnancies, but with Manny, our last, it just didn't go away. Usually in the hospital, once you give birth, you can eat whatever you want, but even before you go home. That didn't happen to me this last time. My blood sugar stayed high, and I felt sick. 4 months after I had him, I was testing my blood sugars 4 times a day. I was medicated. I was overweight at that point too. My BMI, according to the BMI chart, I was considered obese. I was having trouble sleeping. I was having sugar cravings like crazy. I just felt bad. I had this beautiful family that I couldn't enjoy because I was sick and I was tired. So I see Plexus scroll through my Facebook newsfeed, and Fallon Black, if any of you know Fallon Black, she's my sponsor. So and the only way her and I know each other is on Facebook. We're in a mom's group, and our youngest babies are the same age. They were born at the same time. So she posts on Facebook, and she's standing in her bathroom, and she's talking about cleaning her bathroom. She's got her pink drink, and I'm just going to be honest. She was thin. She was smiling. She looked like she was happy, and I was over here. I was overweight. I was miserable. I could barely get out of bed. And I thought, whatever she's drinking, I need some of that. So I went ahead and I messaged her, and I just said that, hey, whatever you're drinking, I need some. What is it? She gave me her website. I did a little bit of snooping and came across some health testimonies and different things on YouTube. And it got me really excited. I thought this might just be exactly what I need. And I kind of went out on a limb. We didn't have a lot of money, but we make our budget for things that are really important to us, right? So I made the room, and I ordered my welcome pack, and I got started. And see, before Plexus, I was kind of slave to the scale. I was one of those people that would weigh myself in the morning, and I would weigh myself in the afternoon, and I'd weigh myself before I got in the shower, and again after I got out of the shower. But I made a promise to myself I wasn't going to weigh myself for 2 weeks. And so at the 2-week mark, I'm taking my Plexus consistently, right? And I'm doing a really good job. And I'm starting to notice little things. I'm feeling a little bit more awake, and I'm not wanting my soda as much. And I got on the scale. I'm thinking, I'm going to be down 5 pounds. This is going to be great. And I get on the scale, and I hadn't lost an ounce. And I thought, oh no, this isn't working. What am I doing? I was a little discouraged. But it was those little tiny victories, those little tiny things that I was noticing that pushed me to keep going. So I tell the girls on my team, celebrate all the little tiny victories with your people. It doesn't matter if their nails are growing. Whatever it is, you celebrate those with them. So it was the little tiny victories that kept me going. And at 3 weeks, same thing. I was a little discouraged. I'm thinking, okay, remember the little victories, Kodie, keep going, right? So I decided to keep going. I ordered again, and by the time, within like 3 months, I had lost 24 pounds. I was no longer needing to spend $600 a month on prescription medications. I mean, my life was totally different. I wasn't running to the bathroom all the time. My stomach issues were so much better. I was sleeping like a baby. I didn't have issues with my legs at night, keeping me up all night long. I was feeling good, and I was excited. What if I would have quit, you guys? What if I would have got on that scale and didn't see the numbers go down, and I would have quit? So I knew that I wanted a piece of the business at this point. I wasn't familiar with MLMs at all. All I knew was that I could make some money from home sharing products that I liked. And more people go to bed at night worried about how they're going to pay their bills than they do about their health. Let's just be honest. And I was one of those people. So I saw an opportunity to make some money from home, and I wanted a part of it. So I messaged my sponsor. Again, I messaged Fallon, and I was like, okay, girl, we're going to do this. I'm excited. We're going to make some money. I'm going to share these products. We're going to help a lot of people. It's going to be awesome. And she said something to me that was probably the worst thing that she could have said at that point. To me anyway. And it was like my kryptonite. She says, this is a relationships business. All you have to do is reach out to as many people as you can. And I thought, oh no. So part of my story, you guys, is that I'm an abuse survivor. At 5 years old, I was started to be medicated for anxiety, severe anxiety issues. I was medicated my whole life. And having trauma when you're younger, it manifests as you get older, and it prevents you from having relationships. It prevents you from going places and doing things and living freely. And when she said I needed to connect with people, I thought, I can't do that. I knew I had a decision to make at that point. I could decide to let my past and my fear steal another opportunity away from me, or I could do it anyway. And so I decided that I was going to do it anyway. But I came across a quote that stuck with me this entire time, and it goes, courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of fear. So I always thought that courageous people who were doing amazing things in their life, were fearless, and I was so fearful of everything, I couldn't do it. But that's not true. People who do amazing things in their life, they're still scared. They just do it anyway. So that's what I did. I just did it anyway. And you're going to hear people tell you, your sponsor, people who've been in this business a long time, if you're going on YouTube and searching videos, to make your 100s list. You're going to write out all these people. You're going to circle your top 20 that you're scared to death to message. I would take a marker and just circle that whole page because I was scared to death to message anybody. But I did it anyway. And the more I reached out and connected with people, the more I found that I really enjoyed it. I loved talking to people. I loved building relationships and making friendships. And not only did I realize that I enjoyed it, I found that I was good at it. I was really good at it. And so I was able to step out of my fear, do things that are scary, grow through it. And in doing so, I was able to hit Emerald 14 months from my start date. So yeah, it's incredible what you can do if you change your mindset. I told myself my entire life that I couldn't connect with people. I was too scared. I would never do any of that. I just decided that day that I was going to do it anyway. So that's kind of my my health testimony, I guess, my business testimony too. My husband, I don't know if I mentioned this, my husband's a police officer. Did I mention my husband's job? Anybody? Okay. He's a police officer. He's been a police officer for 10 years. Um, I've been a stay-at-home mom for 12 years. But he's been a police officer for 10. We've lived off a police officer salary for 10 years. And if anybody knows how much a police officer makes, it is not that much. Okay. I know what it's like to rob Peter to pay Paul and live paycheck to paycheck. Unfortunately, get your water bill shut off and have to borrow money to get it turned back on. I know what all that's like to make a really tight grocery budget stretch really, really far. I know all about that. And this opportunity it's changed everything for us. I mean, we no longer have to check the bank account before we go get gas or before we go get groceries or diapers. And that was our life before. So one of the incredible things about this company is it really does give ordinary people the chance to do extraordinary things. And if you just make the decision that you're going to do it, and there is nothing anybody can say or anybody can do that's going to change your mind, amazing things are going to happen for you. I can guarantee that everybody, if you don't quit and you continue to grow and step out of your comfort zone and do those things that are scary, you guys are all going to make it. It's all about your mindset, because we have the right products, right? We're in the right company, and we're in the right company at the right time. So yeah, so that's my testimony, my whole testimony. And I guess I'm going to share a little bit about my follow-up tips. I personally sponsor between ambassadors and customers in the double digits most months. And I really attribute that to consistency, belief for sure, and my follow-up method. I'm going to do a screen share. I don't know I hope this is going to work because I'm not hosting this thing, but I don't know what that is. Okay. You don't want to see that either. I just wanted to be able to show you guys this as I'm explaining it. I know sometimes just having the visual is just nice. So follow-ups. This is an incredibly important part of your business and the success of your business. So I found that for a while in my business, I was kind of blindly just messaging people randomly. There was no method to my madness. And I felt like I was really spinning my wheels. So I came across these steps online, and I started to kind of put it into action, and it really did amazing things for my business. So the idea is that you're going to want to start at number 1 with each person that you're talking to, but each time you talk to them, your goal is to move them to the next step. So I'll just kind of explain the steps here. So number 1, you're going to initiate the conversation and build relationships. So when you reach out to somebody for the first time, and I never say to total stranger, hey, let me tell you all about my plexus. You want to let people know that you care. You want to build a relationship. You want to connect with people. We're in the people business, right? So you don't want people to think that you're just trying to sell them something. So when I initiate a contact with somebody with a potential, I find something that connects me with that person. So I may go to their Facebook page for a few days, and I may like a random post or comment on a random post, and then I'll find something that connects me with them and find a reason to message them. So I may message Mary and say, hey, Mary, your picture of your girls just scrolled through my newsfeed. They are so cute. I have 3 girls too. Do you have any other children? You're just going to have a casual conversation with Mary. You're not going to sell her plexus right off the bat. So you have that conversation. Maybe you don't say anything about plexus at all. That's okay. You're going to follow up with Mary in a couple days. And the goal is to try to get Mary qualified. And qualified means that Mary's going to verbalize to you that she has a need for plexus in her life. So my next follow-up with Mary a couple days later, and I would not let more than a couple days go by, may look like, hey, Mary, I'm sending out some information to some friends who are interested in getting healthy. I'm in the health and wellness industry. Do you have a need in your life for some health products, more energy, better sleep, less stress? Do you have a need for any of that in your life right now? I would love to send you some info. Mary's going to message you and she's going to say, oh, girl, I would love to lose 10 pounds. I would love to get some sleep, or whatever she's going to say. Boom, Mary is qualified. She has a need for these products in her life. So I'll kind of identify with Mary. This is where I might use the feel, felt, found method, where you would say, oh, Mary, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I first started Plexus. I too was overweight or needed to lose some weight. I too was struggling with sleep, or I was really stressed out. I wasn't enjoying this incredible life that God had given me because I was just sick and tired. But what I found was when you balance your body with the right kind of products, you feel amazing, and it affects all areas of your life. It's awesome. But you're going to want to move Mary to the invitation. So she's qualified. You know she's got a need for the products. You want to invite her to something. I usually will invite someone to watch a video on my YouTube channel. If you just go to youtube.com and search my name, Kodie Helmer. I have a What is Plexus video, and I encourage my girls to make their own What is Plexus video. And it's just a really quick, they word for word say what I say, but it just looks better when it comes from you. But it just kind of really briefly explains what Plexus is, what it isn't, what we do, a little bit about the triplex. But I'll invite someone to take a look at that video. But you're going to want to move them to the next step, right, which is the close. So close for Mary might look like, hey, Mary, I hope you had a chance to check out that video I sent. We know that you have a need for these products in your life. This is going to make you feel so much better. Let's pull the trigger. Let's get your order in. There's no reason for you to go another week feeling bad. Shipping is 3 to 5 days. I'm so excited for you to get your products. Let's walk you through the process. When are you free? Something like that. Some people, they're not ready. They're not going to pull the trigger right away, and that's okay. People get stuck. I see this is where people get stuck, is the invitation and the close right here. Maybe you invite her. She doesn't answer. Okay, we'll just say she doesn't answer. Or she says not right now. No problem. Follow up with her again. Maybe you invite her to an opportunity event. Maybe you invite her to a launch party or whatever you're doing. Maybe you invite her to coffee, and where you can sit and have a nice conversation about the products or whatever. But if Mary's stuck right here, this is when I'll send a sample. Lots of people do this differently, but I'm a little stingy with my samples. And let's just be honest, one stick of Slim is, someone's not going to have like this miraculous, I mean, some people do, I guess, but more often than not, someone's not just going to have one stick of Slim and all of a sudden they're like, okay, sign me up for that. I feel so much better. That's really for taste, and it's for them to see how easy it is, easy and convenient, and they can do it. So this is when I'll send a sample if someone gets stuck and they're not ready to close. But after the close, which means you've signed the person up, or you've signed them up preferred or retail or wholesale or whatever it is, the next step is really important, and it's the follow through, because not only have you just sold Mary on Plexus products or the business opportunity, whatever it is, you sold Mary on you. And Mary believes that you are going to lead her to success with Plexus, like the success that you've had, maybe. So the follow through is really important. So what does this look like? Well, whatever your team does, whatever your team duplicates, maybe it's you send her the triplex letter right away with instructions on how to take the products. You follow up with her the day she gets her products. Hey, Mary, I seen you got your products today. I'm so excited for you. Make sure you take this time, this time, and keep me posted. Maybe you add her to your team page, whatever it is. You're going to keep in contact with Mary, put her in three-way chat with your sponsor, whatever it looks like, but you're going to follow through, and you are you're going to help lead Mary to success on products that we know works. The products work, the business works, but Mary doesn't know that yet. So you have to continue to walk her through after you close. And as far as, I don't know if I made a slide on this. Oh yeah, I did. Look at me, I'm prepared. How often do I follow up? I kind of stick to this. I've stuck to this entire time, and I follow up twice a week for a month, once a week for a month, and then once a month until they join me, whether it's a customer or wholesale. And even if somebody ignores me, I continue to follow up with them. So an ignored message is not a no. So you got to keep on following up with people. People get busy. They just need some more information. Whatever it is, we have no idea. Don't assume that they don't want anything to do with it. But unless somebody says, Kodie, I'm not interested, leave me alone, I continue to follow up with them. And I've had people join me after 8 months, 9 months, a year. You just got to keep following up. You can't give up. So that's it.
Awesome. Those are fantastic tidbits. And what a great process that you have going there. Is that Ray Higdon, by the way? Is that who you got that from? You know, the thought process. Were you listening to Ray Higdon? Because it reminds me of something.
Who was it?
Ray Higdon?
I don't think so. I don't know. I got it. I found it a few different times online from a few different sources.
Yeah.
So I thought,
well, it's probably why.
If more than one person's talking about this.
Yeah. It's just like three-way calls. It's across the board. Network marketers use three-way calls. But you did a great job, taking the information of what we have here in Plexus and applying it to the theory. So I think our team is really, really going to appreciate that. I know I appreciate getting the information, right, guys? Because we don't have a process quite like that for reaching out to what I felt you were talking to is more new relationships, right? Is that geared?
Yeah, I mean, you can totally, to maybe initiate an old relationship. I know that me personally, I had to restart conversations or reconnect with people from high school. Maybe you're going to reconnect with someone from high school. In that instance, you say, hey, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in so long. How are you? What are you up to? Chances are they're going to say, they're doing great or whatever it is. How are you? What are you up to? Boom, doors open. You can say, oh my gosh, I just started my own business with Plexus. I'm so excited. Do you have a need for some awesome health products in your life?
Yeah, and I think it's a really, really nice process for people. What I'm thinking about when you're talking is, like you said, you had a fear of making relationships. And when people have that fear, it's often, what do I say? And so your process kind of takes away the, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? And gives them a little box from which to work. That's what I feel like it does for people. I have a couple of questions for you. Do you have you started to add people that you didn't know before Plexus to your Facebook page? How do you go about, do you have a rhyme or reason for doing that? And what would that be?
Yes, always. I strive to add 2 new contacts a day. And the way I do that is getting involved in Facebook groups. We have one in particular. My town is Brownsburg, and we have a Brownsburg chatter, which is basically all the townies, all the parents, with kids in schools here, whatever. But maybe you like gardening. Maybe you like sewing, whatever it is. Find a Facebook group and get in there, join the group. But you can't just go randomly messaging everybody or adding all these people to your Facebook page. You have to engage in the page. You have to make yourself known. So maybe I join a new group and I'll say, hi, everybody. My name's Kodie. I'm so excited to be in this group. I'd love to pick all y'all's brains about the Instapot or whatever it is. And everybody who likes or comments that post of mine, I'm going to friend them.
Gotcha. There's the missing link for me. I didn't realize you friended the comments.
Yes.
I was only friending people that I actually engaged with in terms of like, if they asked me specifically, what is the recipe? Then I would message the recipe to them and like friend them and stuff. I didn't realize you friended everybody that commented. So there's the missing link for me. Good to know.
Yeah.
My sister and I were just talking about that. So I can tell you that I was not the only one who didn't get that. It's like, I don't know how they make those pages work for them either.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I friend everybody. I mean, and if somebody says something that I think is interesting and I comment on that or like that, I'll friend that person because they're going to notice my name in their like and their notifications, the like or the comment. So I'm not a stranger.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we've definitely tapped into when I first started, this is a side note, but when I first started and people were like, oh, just get on the pages and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am so booked all day long and I'm going to go and hang out on pages, and I'm not the chattery. I'm a strong type A, like go in, get the job done, get out and all of that stuff. And so like you were saying, your fear is to build relationships. I don't really have a fear with building relationships. I have a like, what do these people say to each other and talk about? Like, I'm just so matter of fact about my daily tasks. And I have to adapt to all that other, just taking time to chill and talk to people like, you know what I mean? On a friendship level like that.
No, that's totally hard for me too, because I'm a red also. So, so it's really difficult to do that with yellows. I feel like I hurt a lot of yellows' feelings, but it's not on purpose.
Yeah,
but
I hear you.
But yeah, it's the personality thing for sure.
Yeah. It's good to hear though, because if you're a strong red and I'm a strong red, then there's hope for me.
Yes. Yes, there is.
The other thing I had that came up is when you said that you started this business and she said you have to relationship build and you were like, oh my God, I'm afraid of that. But then you said, you have to choose to not live in your past and not let the fear get in the way of your dreams. And I think a lot of us have heard those types of quotes. But when you started going down that path, you made that decision and you started walking into your fears. What types of hiccups did you come across, if any, and how did you overcome the moment when you wanted to like cry because, all the things you thought were going to happen and go wrong did, and now you've got to like pick yourself back up and keep moving? Or did you experience any of that when you were doing this, and how did you get through that?
Oh, yes. There were lots of tears shed for sure. I think for me personally, having a very supportive spouse was crucial to me early on, especially just telling me I can do it and supporting me and loving me through it. But honestly, and I preach this to my team a lot, you have got to do personal growth. And part of my personal growth is positive affirmations. I had a lot of negative self-talk. I can't do this. I'm too scared. I'm gonna fail. People don't like me. I don't like people, whatever it was. I threw all that out the window, and every time it crept in, I would flip it and say, I love people. People love me. I'm good at this. I'm deserving of this success. People listen to me. What I have to say is important. I am a diamond in plexus. Whatever it is, positive affirmations were really, really important. I still do them. I play them on my phone as I'm getting ready for the day or at night, whatever. But also reading a lot of books. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie was probably the most helpful to me because relationships was so hard. I've read quite a few really good ones, but that was probably the best one for me.
Well, one of the other questions that came up, and one that I wrote down as well, was what book recommendations do you have? So can you think of one or two more, or?
Okay. Man, I just read Girl Code, and I love that. If you're looking for something that's going to inspire you and get the team together, the team camaraderie and the girl power, that's a really good one. Oh gosh, what to say when you talk to yourself? I don't know who wrote that one.
Yeah.
Also, The Magic of Thinking Big. is a good one as
We have a book list, but it's always good to hear from other people. And like, I had never heard of Girl Code. Anybody on the call right now that I can see, have you ever heard of Girl Code? I never heard of that one. So
it's good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, we're really big into self-development, pushing books, reading, and all that good stuff. Actually, we're rolling out a leadership book on, which if you haven't read this one, this was like a game changer for me in my leadership, I felt like. And it was Good Leaders Ask Great Questions by Maxwell. Have you read that one yet?
I haven't. I read the 21 Irrefutable Laws.
Yep.
That was a game changer for me as far as leadership too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
See somebody holding it up.
Yeah, we've done some book courses with that book with our team. But the Good Leaders Ask Great Questions really, really, really helps you to rethink like your conversations with your team in terms of, at least for me, I always felt this has been probably my biggest hurdle to get over. I'm still getting over it. It's like when my team comes to me, I feel like I need to like have an answer for them. Mm-hmm. And like I feel this responsibility to help them and to get where they want to go, right? And so what that book teaches you is instead of you telling them and so forth, you're putting your in a way, you're kind of putting your faith into them. Like, you know the answer, you know what you need to do. And so you just ask them questions to draw the information out from them, or to draw them to a place where they realize what it is they have to face or change or do. And then if you have to offer some advice on the do part, you can, but it's at least giving them almost a leadership role in creating their own solutions. It's really cool.
I love that. I don't have my pen handy, but if you would message me that when we're finished, I'll check that out. Yeah.
Christy, you asked where she got the feel, felt, found method. I think that is a fairly widespread methodology as well, but I know Sarah Robinson. Am I saying that right? Gosh, why do I feel like Sarah Robbins. Yeah. Sarah Robbins kind of coined it for me. And when I started proposing that to the team, that's where I got it from, was Sarah Robbins. And she's got an amazing network marketing book too. If you go to her website, you can find it. Yeah, there you go.
Your network marketing business. That's a good book. That's the first book I read when I first started my business.
Second one. I read GoPro and then I read that one. And I thought that was, in fact, I could have killed myself because the whole time I was reading that, I was taking like notes. Like I didn't look at notes. And I was at like a water park and I left the notebook there.
Oh no.
I was so mad. I'm like,
oh no.
Anyway, I'm just going to ask real quick, does anyone else have any questions? Okay, so I'm going to ask one final question from me. If you guys have a question, can you chat it, Steph, or unmute yourself? Or oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Kodie, thanks for being here. I just wondered, how do you balance your life with Plexus and your every obligation that you have and all your kids? Where have you found that balance?
So I had a phone call. I was probably about at Senior Gold with Lori Welch, if any of you know Lori Welch. And I said, Lori, I don't know if I'm doing this right because my house is a disaster. I think we've had frozen chicken nuggets more times than I want to tell you this week. I don't think I'm doing this right. And she said, your business is growing. You're doing everything right. So it's okay. And I think it's important for everybody to know that if you're working your business really hard and you're making it a high priority, and of course we want to make sure our kids' basic needs are met. I mean, we're not totally like not taking care of our children, but my life doesn't look like it looked before Plexus, that's for sure. So it's okay if the laundry gets backed up or the dishes get backed up or whatever. We're not superheroes. And I think that moms tend to, you tie on that cape in the morning and you try to do it all. And there's no such thing as perfect balance. So you do the best you can, and that's the best you can do. And that's it. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty crazy, but it's so worth it. And so many people have told me over the course of this business to give yourself a year and really work it hard for a year and see what happens. And I let some things fall by the wayside. The kids didn't do extracurricular activities for an entire year. We didn't really do much of anything extra for an entire year, but it wasn't my Plexus dream. It was our family dream. You know, we all sacrificed.
Yeah. And I would say, like, Stephanie is a really, really strong yellow. So she is a giver constantly. And I would even say, as hard as this is probably to hear from Stephanie or any other yellow that listens to this video, I think that for a time frame, you probably have to learn to say no to some things. And Kodie, you can certainly chime in here, but I think you have to let your focus just be so razor sharp on what you are going to accomplish. And I'm just going to go off on a little tangent here too. I'm going to share this with you guys this week, but I have a wall to my left here, and it's just got one nice picture on it. It's going, because I bought banner paper today, and I'm going to basically wallpaper that wall with banner paper, and I'm going to create lists of the people that I'm contacting so that I can look at where I'm at, when I contacted them, who's on my team, where are they going, where are my runners, all of that right in front of me. I'm going to keep track. I mean, we are going crazy, full bore to go diamond by April 30th. And then I hired my son this weekend to become an Instagram manager, and his job, I already teach him things like this in homeschool anyway. So like last week, I had him investigate a whole bunch of things about Instagram and creating social media following for himself. That was the original idea, was like, I want my kids to understand social media and the power of social media by the time they graduate high school. But then this weekend, we were talking about going diamond. I'm like, Nick, you want to make some money? You're on this. You make sure that my Instagram account blows up. And I'm actually going to have him start doing videos because he's amazing behind a video camera, and he's amazingly funny. And I'm going to have him start doing, he's like going to be my personal Plexus representative, you know, do videos on Plexus and blow that up. So I guess the reason I'm saying this is because she's saying it's a team effort, and I've heard this from other jewels. It has to be a team effort. It has to be total support, and it has to be total focus, razor focus. So some of those other things that need to go to the wayside to some degree may have to be, you know, helping in your community for a little while, because if you can get yourself where you want to be, where you have real true time freedom and financial freedom, you can multiply your help to the community, you know, thousands fold. So I would just put that out there.
Absolutely. And, you know, something that this may seem like such a small thing to sacrifice, but something that I sacrificed was TV time. I could not tell you who The Bachelor is. I have no idea. And that was something that I enjoyed. But my me time, my TV time, it turned into time that I was laser focused in the evening on my business, on my personal growth, whatever it was. But there's sacrifice for sure.
And even if you have to take your TV time, at least a part of it, let's say 20 to 30 minutes, and turn it into you time. Like that is your time to really get focused on positive affirmations, meditation, praying over yourself, praying over your team, you know, instead of sitting in front of the boob tube. But yeah, that's a huge pet peeve of mine. Sometimes when I'll see people that say, well, I've watched every single series I can think of Netflix. Can anyone give me a, you know, and I'm just sitting there going, who is there for that?
You're right.
So anyway, I wanted to ask you just really quick, you kind of answered this already, but give me a thought. Give me a second here. Nah, I might not have a question. Let me just throw it out here like this and see what you think. But do you ever, is any part of your relationship building wrapped around just friending random people on Facebook that you haven't talked to? And what I mean by this, because I've seen this being spoke about before, and I just don't understand how you can create the connection very well. But so say you go to your friends list and you start friending their friends. Do you do that?
I don't do that.
Okay.
If I did, I would find something that connected me with that person so that they're not just, it's not just a shot in the dark, because I want a reason to message that person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I have no connection, it would just be so weird for me to just all of a sudden, friend them. So, but something that I do also that has been really beneficial is I tag my husband in all of my Plexus posts. So if someone on his friends list were to like it, then they're on my friends list like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't doing that either.
That really helps. He actually, I have a real quick story for you. Yesterday, he was watching the news, and he sees a few guys that were just arrested for a robbery a couple of counties over. He had some inside information on these guys. I guess he had a run-in with them a couple weeks ago. So he started making phone calls and got in touch with the detective who was heading the case. And this guy, Chris doesn't know this guy from Adam. They've never talked before. And Chris introduced himself as Officer Helmer. So they started talking about this case and going into all that police stuff that I don't know anything about. But in the middle of the conversation, the detective says, "Hey, Chris," calls him by his first name. And Chris is like, "Yeah." He says, "This has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I've been seeing your Plexus posts on Facebook, and your wife have been doing Plexus for a while. I've been following along for months, but every time I go to message you, I get busy or I forget or whatever. Would you send me a message after our..."
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And this guy has never liked or commented a single thing, ever. So yeah, people are watching you guys. So keep posting,
Right.
even if they're not liking or commenting. People are watching.
I agree. Oh, shoot. I just had a good question come up and it went away. Let me ask this. It went away because then I thought of another question. On Instagram, when you, on Instagram's crazy. Like, I didn't understand Instagram until just a couple months ago. God, I wish I would have figured it out when I first started. Holy cow. Very powerful.
Yeah.
And of course, you can find tons of people on Instagram. It's crazy. So same concept. If you get people liking all of your posts on Instagram, okay, so there's another Jewel who has 300 people signed. She swears she got almost all of them off of Instagram, and she just tells them, "Hey, I'm a passionate mom too, but my other passion is Plexus. Have you ever heard of it?" And that's all she does.
See, I wouldn't even begin to tell you because I don't know anything about Instagram.
Just curious. Just was curious. I would get on there, though, Kodie. It's powerful. I've got people following me left and right.
I have an Instagram account, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
What was that?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I didn't either. I just started going on.
We need to chat because I just don't even know. I don't know what's going on over there.
Yeah. I have a little bit figured out. A little bit. I'm getting there. Anyway.
Yeah. That's like with Twitter. I don't know anything about that either.
Yeah, I'm not even touching Twitter. One social media project at a time. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, we're going to wrap this up unless anyone has any last thing, but I think we better wrap this up because it's going on an hour here. Instagram and Twitter. Yeah. Okay. I think we got it all. Thank you very much, Kodie. I'm going to tell you, you rocked it. I mean, that method is fantastic. I'm putting it into place myself. Thank you, because I needed something like that to help take me to Diamond.
You're welcome.
Let's do this together, girl.
Absolutely. I look forward to seeing your announcement, and I'll see you in Hawaii.
Thanks. You too. Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.